going for an ego pick. I think going for what works would definitely give you a lot more advantage into this team fight. But again, I feel this is the best of 3 series, right? And they definitely have a chance to just switch things out and get a bit more advantage for their side. And who knows, they can actually force this into a game 3, right? And this is the Swiss stage, right? This is going to be the 1-0 bracket, and whoever wins will be moving to the 2-0. So it's a lot of 9, and if you just continue to win like this, you might just be clearing out for the knockout stages. So I think they should definitely put the best on the table at this point while they have the chance.
Oh, interesting first pick for. I mean, not first pick. I'm tweaking the interesting first ban for the side of Tartarus. Actually, they go for the ban onto the phobias. Are they planning to go for something dashy, because with right? They love those dash, right? He loved the Moskov, the Harris, and then Joseph. He loved going for the assassins as well. He's good on the utility, of course, but he's also more comfortable on the assassin. So very understandable. But then again, Johan still sticking to the original plan, getting away the chip.
And I feel the chip. Chip is really a target ban, right?
Yeah, onto the first game as well. Actually, the chip was the first ban from one of the teams, and right now also it's looking kind of similar. But the Baxia as well as Hylos and maybe the Hayabusa as well, it was banned out against. One thing about Team Zohunt, Faden. I believe that he doesn't like going up against that Hayabusa, so they are giving Faden the space so that their mid laner is able to do those initiations for the side of his team, even if he is a mid, and do those crowd controls so that they are able to find those trades. And the mid lane, it will be playing out quite a crucial role onto the early phases of the game as well. So it will be depending upon what Zohunt will be picking out onto this mid lane this time. Maybe for a Selena once again, but before that Selena, it would be better they actually go out for something other than that, because the front laner, initiation wise, it was only the Selena before. So the composition, they need to make sure it's not just the Selena who can come up with the initiations.
Definitely, I agree with you.
Wait, look at the mostly tanky bands coming up on the side of Tartarus. They really hate the Hylos, man. Onto the blue side, I mean. Even Johan was the one banning out the Hylos here. Onto the blue, they do not want these slow heroes. But if Johan sticks to banning out the hero for Eden here, the Lucas is definitely going to be open. And Joseph is so good on this Lucas. He goes for the ice. The Winter Crown plays right most of the time with the Rage, with the Beast. So I think this is going to be a very hard hero to counter. Very balanced. But then again, for the side of Johan, they are still sticking to the original plan, going for the Fredrin as well as the Kimi again. So no Valentina for Faden yet.
I think the Valentina was definitely a better choice, but I think the Fredrin is good. However, he needs some sort of a healer, right? He needs either the Matilda or a Florine perhaps, because I think it's more about how much damage you can soak and then you can return it with your Abrasive Wrath, right? And in the last game we saw, despite having the Fredrin, it was not really able to soak in all the damage, and Kimi on the Tiger, definitely had a good time going for the implosion because there was no one else to cancel it out. And oh, look at that, they are going for the pick off as well as the burst combo. That's really scary if you ask me.
Revealing and not revealing, let's say. Farsa was picked out on the first game as well, and yeah, Eden, he is going out comfort, and apparently it will be Prime again onto that gold lane Kimi, and Faden will be picking out one of his signature heroes, that Valentina against that Lucas. Really good. You can copy out a Tsunami Slam as well as the Feathered Airstrike as well. Valentina works here, but the question is the gold lane Farsa going to be struggling against Kyle once again, or maybe not?
Wait, what? Gold lane? Wait.
No, I'm so sorry. Gold lane Kimi. Oh.
Hey, don't call him out. Come on, be nice. Hey, Debbie, you need to be nice to people, okay? Hey, Debbie, this is wrong. Don't call out my friend like that. See, it's gonna be a golden Kimi, right?
Hey, all right, man. I thought I was the only one with a brain leg, so I just my circle getting bigger. Tommy's also here with me with my brain leg face.
It's okay. Things are very fast.
Whoa. the tank bans, I mean, not specifically just tanks, but the flexibility bans coming out on the side of Tartarus. They are just trying to shut down Mr. Win here onto the side of Zohunt. They ban away the Badang as well as the Gatot Kaca, so he's gonna be picking out the Masa. I think they really want him to pick out the Masha again and not even banning out the Valentina. Maybe these people, they do have a way with their strategies. They just giving out the draft as much as possible. They just wanna, because they are in the first pick, right? And they give out the potential heroes that should be banning away. Maybe they do have a way to try to counter all this.
I smell a Van maybe. I don't know why. Like looking at the bans, I feel it's such a good comp for a Van to go for, right? You can
Yeah.
scale pretty easily
Yeah.
with the game, and even for the late game, you can just 1v1 the Kimmy without a problem, and there is no problem for range, right? And the only problem they have would be the Masha being completely on him, and knowing the fact the Van could be really squishy, that might be a probable problem. But again, going with the
Oh,
basics, they're going with the carry as well as a Uranus. So, damn, long time no see
Franco
Uranus.
again. Oh,
Same draft without the Selena.
Same draft, yes.
yeah.
Just switching up the Selena, I guess.
And the Uranus this time. So EXP Uranus, early game he will be able to clear out the lanes a lot faster as well as rotate faster compared to the Masa maybe, but the damage will not be coming up quite earlier on. But this will be the game number 2, maybe the decider for the side of Team Tartarus. So I will hand it on to Debbie as well as Shinryu. So here you go.
Yep,
you,
man
man,
of God. We jumped in Shinryu because you know what, I'm really interested to see the same exact hook onto the mid lane though. Wait, never mind, it was just a scam. But Purify baited for Eden here. Family problem, having a greater time this time around just with the drone potential that he have with the Valentina again. So this is their strategy, right? Trying to counter out the Masa, pick a hero that cannot die.
Yeah, you're just completely untying, but again the hook connects this time onto Joseph, but he's already level 4. They do not have anything to commit onto him. And this time you can see Dusty is still taking the buff. Still level 3. There is the dive coming in by Kimmy. He's trying to give more vision, and the retribution will secure that small creep, and that just speaks for them to just return back to the lanes, go for the farming, and just play the early game safe. But again, a poke there onto Faden, so he needs to be careful. Still has his flicker, but again, Debbie, you know what? I feel the match point being there might put a lot of pressure onto Zohunt to perform in this game, right? They need to really be careful about each and every engage they take and not try to overextend in those fights, because we have seen sometimes, taking the fight kind of lead to the snowball that the other team actually can really capitalize on. So this time they might want to just switch up on the tactic as well. But again, on the mid lane, there's a poke onto Kimmy, so he might be walking out safe.
Yeah, that was a little bit. The difference between the rotation and the mid-wise is that for the side of Tartarus, for Kimmy and Eden always try to stick together as much as possible. Meanwhile, for Faden and Family Problem, they usually go for a different kind of flanks, which might or might not be worth it. But the first turtle is already up. Oh, hook not landing though. Who's gonna be taking it? Turtle, please.
Hey, there is the feather air try to zone the members out. Joseph will be the one to clear that turtle out, and again there's a stolen ultimate coming in from Faden, and he will get the final shot onto the Joseph with the original hero, and Kimmy left alone will also get punished. This time Zohunt starting things in a fashion, getting 2 kills lead already in the 3rd minute of the game.
Yeah, this is a turtle for 2 kills. Wait, yeah, it's 2 kills. So I think Zohunt is trying to find their perfect footing here this time around. With the presence of the Valentina, the early game is definitely going to be good, but we cannot forget this is Eden onto the far side here. Oh, might be something. Engage.
Oh, there is a tsunami slam, and this time Faden cannot survive whatsoever, and that is the problem with the grab and slam burst kind of composition, right? Like, you cannot escape from that, can you, without a Purify?
Yeah, and he did not have the Purify. He opted to go for the flicker. The disrespect is there, but also the respect for maybe for the Kimmy, for the carry too. Oh, look at that, Kimmy.
Oh, look at that. There is the bloody hunt, but it might get cancelled out, and the tsunami slam onto the turret, but 2 kills already in the favor of Tartarus. There is a feathered airstrike to zone the members out. They lose Kimmy. However, they are walking out with the better trade. I feel this is again Tartarus being their usual self, going aggressive.
you know, the thing about Tartarus is that they usually try to take fights when there is a objective they want to focus on. There is an objective they want to focus on, and this is what they usually do. But for Zohunt, though, they want to they try to stay as messy as possible, and you know, it might or might not work for them this time around. And if you look at the level gaps into the mid lane, though, Eden was already 6 level when Faden was on just 4. He just got the level 5, so you do not want to do this when you are on a Valentina. You just want to have a level lead and try to have the passive going on for you as well. So this time around, I think even with the Valentina, Faden might struggle just a little bit. He have to be mindful of which boost he went through and he goes through, and which fights he's gonna be taking, or even the ultimates, because we can see he was taking the Tsunami Slam instead of the Beast from just because of that problem. Oh, look at that.
Hey, there's another Tsunami Slam, but the turtle already again being secured by Joseph. There is a stolen ultimate not being there, but again on the backline, when they're being alone, will be falling in the hands of Joseph. But again, Peyton this time being taken down. But on the bot lane, this was a 2v1 situation. Despite that, Innocent walking out on top, and that is the problem, because things not going in your way, in the right way you want, just, you know, deters your confidence, and you might not be able to make the plays that you want to. But again, Tartarus being really so consistent with their plays, you know, they're getting all the traits that they're looking for, and also the objective control.
Yeah, and I really like the rotation that's keeping Kimi as well as Mugi here onto the Uranus. It's just they're opening up a lot of. Oh, look at that win!
Oh, again another Tsunami Slam on to win, and he's all by himself in a 3v1 situation. He still survives the sliver of HP, but it's just for a few seconds a sign of hope, but just to be taken away. And on the mid lane, there is a 2v1 situation. Joseph will be able to walk out of that alive, and the gold lane is still a battle of contention, but I think there's another fight on the mid lane. You can see the Tsunami might be there, but Joseph will be getting a kill onto Family Problem. Faden next on the chopping block also gets taken down. Dusty Mizo this time must be dusted out. No, he walks out safe, but Joseph is too deep. He's got the damage onto Kimi, but he still survived the feather airstrike once again, just to zone them out. Does not get the final hit, but Dusty Mizo again going back on a 1v1 against Mugi, but he might not, you know, be able to take anything down. But again, there's a jump onto him. He might be brought back, and this time Eden will be getting the final hit. And all this while was going on, Innocent will be getting the push on the top lane. So Tartarus being so spectacular with the map play as well as the push. You can see getting 2 turrets already, but the fight does not stop there, does it? Because Family Problem will be again in a lot of problem, and that's the 3rd time in a row he gets taken down. So Zohunt, what do they do? A feather airstrike just to, you know, put some pressure and just to give some warning air signals to the opponent, like, don't come in my turf, because this turtle will be given to our side and not to you.
You know what? I think it's basically a game over, right? Because into the mid side though, for Johan they do have an early game composition, but oh, Family Problem.
Oh my goodness, the Tsunami Slam every time being followed up, and that's the punish. Franco being squishy cannot survive, but look at the bot lane. They're onto something. Zohunt trying to find an angle. Skimmy does not have the Tsunami Slam yet, so they're just taking it a bit defensively, being a bit passive, knowing the fact the ultimates are in CD, so they don't want to risk it. But again, on the top lane, the Uranus being so annoying. Look at that, the minions already under the 2nd tier turret there, Debbie.
Yeah, I think
Wait a minute.
Oh, bloody hell.
Hey, the bloody aunt, everything thrown under him except for the kitchen sink, and that just, you know, solidifies that kill for him. And you know, man, that's you know, that kill came after a long while, I would say. But again, when in a 2v1 situation, you can see he's losing HP bar really fast. There's a feather airstrike just to seal the deal, and he will also be falling this time. A 1-for-1 trade, EXP for EXP, I would say, completely, you know, equal trade.
Equal trade, but you know, the more Tartarus gets the kill, the more they're gonna be leading. So it's gonna be very, very risky for Johan to try to go for this kind of team fights. But again, Kimi might be taunted. He does have the Tsunami Slam.
Hey, the Tsunami Slam is there, but there's no feathered airstrike to follow it up this time around, so they might have to back it out. But again, no, that's no problem for both the teams. They just want to buy more time. But like you mentioned, the goal lead might be a big problem for Zohunt, because the next objective is the Lord contention. But you can see Innocent, not so innocent, just pushing the turret every chance that he gets. He's being really sly in this game, you know, taking advantage of all the chaos, and just making sure that his team is not trailing behind his objective. But there is the Bloody Han being cancelled out. You can see he still survive. Mugi taking in so much damage, but there is a Tsunami Slam under the turret. Joseph being taken down by the damage of Prime, and there is the Taunt, and there is the Priestess Wrath, but not really doing enough. Again, another Tsunami Slam on to Faden, but he does survive again. This time the kills are not coming in the favor of Tartarus, but look at Win. This time doing what Innocent has been doing the entire game, going for the split push here, Debbie.
Yeah, that's what the Master does, because if you do not have the early lead, you're completely gonna be useless onto the backlines as well. So I think this is the problem when you pick out oh, look at that, another one.
Oh, again, this time Dusty Mizo decided to go in. Might be a suicidal move. That was too bad because you're up against a carry and the damage will be now there, because I believe so he has completed his item here, Debbie, because it's already 8 minutes into the game and he has been free farming.
Yeah, free farming is what you do not want to give to a carry, man. And Innocent is gonna be farmed up quite a lot, and it's gonna be the Shredder here. The Steam Mizo will not be having the best time of his life trying to tank out and go for the Priestess Rats as well. You know, this is the I don't really see any kind of damage coming out from Zohunt too, because even when the Freddy was there to try to soak out the damage and give out with the appraisals, whereas again there hasn't been that much of a damage coming out from Prime as well as Faden, because this is a Valentina who is so behind. Look at the flicker burned.
Look at the backline though. Prime this time being targeted by Joseph. A double kill already. Faden second to the fall, and they're trying to look for Dusty Mizo. There is the Feather Air Strike to deal a bit more damage, but again you can see Dusty Mizo will be able to get out of the harm zone. And again a 1v1 between Mugi as well as Win. Win has lost already a lot of HP bars and still trying to survive. Forced to flicker out and taking in a lot of blades, but he will be just walking out safe this time. Too close for comfort. The Lord is still at a low HP, but I think they might be able to clear it out. But look at the hook there, connecting this time on to Joseph. He tries to survive, but not for too long. Family Problem will be getting that kill, and that's another kill this time in the favor of Zohunt. So I think that's a really needed shutdown right there.
Yeah, and this is just the start, but still, Tartarus still have a lot of way to try to go look for a 5v4 situation and still win out, because already Innocent have a lot of kills, a lot of gold, and he's gonna be having all the equipment that he's gonna be needing, and still, oh, Tsunami Slam!
Once again, this time Faden will not survive without the Purifier. Wow. Look at the HP brothers getting disappeared. Double kill on to Kimi this time, and 3 members traded off already. Prime all by himself. Win is too far away. This turret might not stand for too long. There are so many members. Win trying to go in. There is a knockup. There is the Tsunami Slam, and there is the damage. You can see Kimi losing his immortality, but the damage being soaked by Mugi onto that Uranus is so high. They cannot burst down this Uranus in the late game, can they? Without enough damage, it might be a task impossible. Again, they have been able to defend it somehow, some way. They're still standing in this game. Zohunt still in the game.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the next law is gonna be the end of them, because they do not have the very good clear, but still, okay, Mugi though.
There is the Iron Hook connecting onto one, but Prime will be the one will be first to fall. There is another trade coming this time, but the base is wide open. The HP bar really disappearing fast with the damage of carries locking in the base. Look at 3 versus 4. But there is a knockup onto 2. There is the Tsunami Slam bringing back Faden, and that's the bad news. You don't have your mage. There is no one to wave clear this time around. The minions not being there, but it's marching down. Dusty Mizo this time might be, tasting the dust as he gets taken down, and Family Problem will be the only sole survivor. But guess what? Team Tartarus do not care, do they? Because all they want is this game and the next round's ticket as they sear through this match and gets their victory to reach the 2-0 bracket here. Itami, what a game it was.
What a game indeed. I kind of was expecting a fight back from the side of Team Zohunt, but unfortunate, a clean sweep as well as pure dominant kind of a gameplay coming up from the side of Team Tartarus. So, I guess the draft, it was only the Valentina that actually did change. It was kind of similar to the previous draft, and Zohunt, they were maybe testing it out once again, but going up against Team Tartarus like this, just replacing out the Valentina, it didn't work out onto their favor. they should have been doing better on to the early game as well, because they had the Valentina. As soon as she got the level 4, she could have just copied out the beast form and tried to initiate quite much more, but unfortunately that didn't happen. And for the zoning, Eden was doing